What's up, everybody? This is Steve Sterlacci, and today we are looking at the 2Notes ReVolt for guitar. So obviously it's the year 2023 now, and everybody's looking for more lighter, more compact, easier to travel with rigs, and a lot of people are hesitant or don't want to go with the amp modeling route or the digital route. And that is kind of where this product falls, where if you're a person that doesn't want to give up your tubes and doesn't want to give up your analog sound, this is going to be the direct solution for you to check out. So what we have here is basically a 3-channel preamp from 2Notes. And the 2Notes people are, they're notorious for making the best cab sims. I have 3 of their products that I use pretty much every day for my digital cabinet simulations, but they wanted to go with an all analog approach to this so that there's no compromise when it comes to having that analog signal path. It's a 112AX7 tube amp, essentially runs at 200 volts, and we have an American clean channel, which is based on a Fender Bassman 100, which is a silver face Bassman that stays really clean all the way up. Then we have a Marshall Plexi in the middle here, and then we have a Soldano SLO 100 type of sound. So you have everything that you need from like super pristine, easy clean to crunch. The Plexi is super versatile. You can go from like low gain, barely broken up, almost clean to all out growl. And then the Soldano obviously is the high gain monster that, that's going to be your like really big soaring lead channel, or you're pretty much, if you want to go with like a metal root, get some really nice heavy distortion there. Each channel has its own independent boost. So if you double press the foot switch, the boost will engage and give you a little bit extra oomph, and that's controllable through this white knob, and that same boost goes throughout all of the channels. Taking a quick tour, and all of these knobs are really flexible. If you really want to take the time to find your sweet spots in these, because they really do a very big sweep in the EQ here. So for the clean channel, we have a gain, volume, bass, and treble. In the second and third channel, we have a shared 3-band EQ with bass, middle, treble, and then each of those have their own individual gain and volume knobs. So that's the basics of the actual physical pedal. Let's take a quick tour around and see what other options you have and what other ways that you can use this. You have a switch here for a 4-cable method where you can actually add 3 channels to your existing amplifier, providing that it has an effects loop, and have a pristine 3-channel amplifier that'll be amplified on stage, and you'll actually be able to hear it, as well as be able to go direct with the XLR with the cabinet on. You also have an ability to turn your cab sim on and off. When you're using the XLR out, that's the only time you can engage the cabinet. So if you're going direct, then you can put the cabinet on that way, but the other outputs will not have the cabinet hookup. You have an auxiliary in where you can plug in your phone or your music player, whatever you want to jam along to, and then you can play along with the headphone jack right next to it. On the back, we have your MIDI outs, you have your power, your effects send and return, you have one direct out, so that's going to come in handy again for the 4-cable method, or if you're somebody that has a tube amp with an effects loop, you can just go out of this output into the effects return of your amp, and then you just have the ReVolt just controlling the power amp and amplifying your speaker, which is another great option. I do a lot of touring in Europe and stuff, and the backline situation is a lot scarier than you can ever imagine. So a lot of times I would be plugging my modeler directly into the back of a backline amp that had an effects loop, and I would just go into that effects return and hope for the best and pray on those dates. All right, so let's plug this in and see what we get sound-wise, because there's so many different ways that you can use this. I'm going to try to cover a couple here. What I'm going with now is I want to include a lot of playing examples with the included cabinet. So the included cabinet is a Slash model with V30s in it. So it's a rare cabinet. It's a pretty cool one, and it's an analog. So I guess it's just an EQ that's built into the unit. I do really wish that there was a way where you could put an impulse response, or it was an impulse response loader, or if you could take one cabinet from the Cab M or any of the other 2Notes software. I mean, 2Notes makes the best cab sims, so I would hope and wish that one day we can get a unit like this that you can import those cabinets into instead of have to use it alongside. But for right now, let's stick with the Slash model and see how we go. So I want to thank 2Notes for sending this out for a demo. Anything that I use in this video, I will put links to in the description below. Those are going to be affiliate links so that if you want to support the channel, you can give me a little bit of a kickback by using those affiliate links. So you get really, really clean with that. If I turn the gain all the way up, so right now I have the gain totally maxed out. So here you really get no breakup at all. I got a lot of the treble dialed out of this clean sound because I do find that, I don't know if it's the slash cab, it probably is, but I do find that this is a little bit on the bright side. Let's hit that with the boost and see how that goes. So again, that boost gives you a nice little jolt. Let's switch over to the crunch sound. Again, we're with the slash cab, the stock cabinet that comes with it. I've got the gain at about 9 o'clock here. And the other controls, we're just gonna keep the EQ at noon, see what we got here with the crunch channel. Really nice. Go to some neck pickup. This is a nice like bluesy crunch. Again, the gain is pretty low on this knob. And you still get good dynamics. You can clean up with the volume knob. I love the wide range of tones you can get from just the volume knob. Again, with that gain knob relatively low. Let's now goose this gain a little bit. So here we got the crunch channel, gained a little bit past half. I'd say with the gain a little bit hotter, it's starting to get a little harsh, so I'm going to bring that treble down to about a little bit more than 9 o'clock there. See if we can warm this up a little bit. That's the crunch channel, really great variety of tones. Now we're going to go to the modern lead, which is going to be our high gain sound. So I have unpotted PAF pickups in this, so that's why if you're hearing some clinking, it is the pick hitting the pickups. So those each also have the independent boost that you can drive into it, but that's pretty self-explanatory. So for now, what I want to show you is the wall of sound plugin that this comes with. Again, I'm just going direct here. So one of the really big benefits of having this is that it comes with this wall of sound plugin where you can plug directly into your DAW and you have access to 10 of their really fancy high-end cabinet softwares where the possibilities really become limitless. So now what you're going to be hearing is the guitar going directly into my DAW, and then you're also going to be hearing now this 2Notes wall of sound plugin. So if you take a look around here, you have all this, it's such great stuff here, and you have a lifetime access. You could switch to this arcade view, which is really cool. I mean, look how cool this is. You have a full studio to customize your sound with here. And I mean, this is just, it's so much fun to just mess around with this and play with them. You have all of these presets that you can mess around with. So say I want to go to this vintage clean here, and let's hear what this sounds like. This is just a preset that I'm pulling up. I did buy a bunch. I'm not sure which ones exactly come with it. You can look that up in the literature. So here's what this vintage clean preset sounds like with the American Clean channel on the ReVolt. And you can just go right in here and you can change your cabinets to now let's see if we could do the high gain sound into the same cabinets. And you can mess with this until you're blue in the face. You know, you can really perfect and dial in the exact cabinet sounds you want. This was kind of just winging it and going through and seeing what's possible and what's easy to do. The 2Notes wall of sound is a really easy plugin to use. I mean, anybody can do it. There's all free DAWs you can use this in, like Reaper. I use Cakewalk Sonar by BandLab, which is free. On the unfortunate side is that you do have to travel with a laptop if you plan on gigging and using these cabinets. What I would love to see is a way to import a cabinet, even if it's just 1, 2, or maybe 1 per channel would be ideal, where you could just take 1 per channel and put them from the wall of sound plugin into the actual unit. I think that would make this into a complete game-changing unit. But having the Cab M as a sidecar for it, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but the Cab M is such a great piece of kit. But I do think it would be better if it was actually included inside the ReVolt. All right, so that does it for this demo of the 2Notes ReVolt. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I will get back to you right away. All links to the stuff that I use in the video is below in the description. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.